The cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain. Two lobes of it, the anterior and posterior lobes, help control subconscious aspects of skeletal movement, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Another lobe, the folliculonodular lobe, found on the inferior side, is involved in helping us maintain our balance, which is known as equilibrium, and our posture. Let's take a look at a picture of the cerebellum. Here we're looking at a superior view, and here you can see the posterior lobe and the anterior lobe. Through an inferior view, we can see the folliculonodular lobe, shown here. The primary function of the cerebellum is to evaluate how well movements initiated by the cerebrum are being performed, and then make corrections in those movements if necessary. So in other words, the idea is that your cerebrum is telling your body what to do. And at the same time, there's sensory information coming in from the joints that's heading to the cerebellum. The cerebellum then compares what your cerebrum says it wants to do and what your body is actually doing. If there's a discrepancy between those two, in other words, if your brain says to do one thing, but you're really doing something different, then the cerebellum will send the information up to the cerebrum and tell the cerebrum to make some corrections so that you're able to carry out body motions in a coordinated fashion. So in other words, the bottom line is the cerebellum helps us carry out coordinated movements. Also, the cerebellum is the main brain region that regulates posture and balance.